Okay, now hi, I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetrain.co.uk and welcome to another episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. A slightly different episode from the road. I'm on the road as usual, so slightly different. I do apologize for the quality of the video because I'm just using my webcam on my laptop. And welcome to episode 58 of Photoshop Lightroom TV. I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm so happy you came around and you watched this. I've got two exciting tutorials for you this week, and they're both in Photoshop. So let me jump straight into Photoshop and we'll do the first video tutorial. And the first video tutorial, I'm going to answer a question I recently received as a reply to one of my videos. Some time ago, I created a video on creating images with rounded corners in Photoshop, and recently someone posted a question, I think it was on my YouTube channel, asking, okay, this looks great, now how do I create rounded corners just on the top, not on the bottom? So that's the video I'm going to share with you right now. So let's jump into Photoshop. Okay, here I am in Photoshop, and this video is going to answer a question I received recently about the video I did on rounded corners on the image. The question was, well, okay, this was great, rounded corners on the image look great, but what if I want to have rounded corners just on the top, not on the bottom? So here's a tutorial that's going to explain it, how to use the technique. I'm going to use the same technique with a slight modification. I'm working on this image here. I'm just going to crop it a bit. I'm actually going to use just the bottom part of the image, the text. So I'm just going to crop that to start with. That looks fine. Okay, now I'm going to use the same shape tool, rounded rectangle tool. Okay. In the options bar, I'm going to leave the radius on 20 pixels. That's what I used in the previous video, I think. I'm going to leave it on the first icon here, so it's creating a shape layer. That's fine. From the style drop-down menu, I'll choose this style here, so it has no fill, just a stroke. Okay, and I'm going to start from the top, creating rounded corners, and then I'm going to position the cursor outside the image here on the bottom on the stage. Okay, creates this kind of a shape. So you've got rounded corners here on the top and no rounded corners on the bottom. Then I'm going to load this shape as a selection by holding Control key on Windows or Command key on the Mac and clicking on the layer mask icon. This loads as a selection, and then I'll do Edit, Copy Merged to copy all the layers. So in this case, the background layer with the image. Then I'll create a new document. So I'll do File, New. Photoshop is going to use my clipboard. It's going to create a document with the same dimensions, 611 by 236. That's fine. I can always modify it. So just press OK, and then I'll paste it. Edit, Paste. Okay. I'm just going to hide the background layer, and you can see the rounded corners. Or if you, I'm just going to add a black background behind it. So I'll click on a new layer icon, create a new layer here, and then I'll just do Edit, Fill, and I'll fill it with black. Okay, so you can see the rounded corners on the top and no rounded corners on the bottom. And that's how you create rounded corners on the top on the images, not on the bottom, in Photoshop. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial in Photoshop, showing how to create rounded corners on the top of the image, not on the bottom. I'm sure it's just one of the many techniques. That's one of the things I love about Photoshop. There are so many ways of creating the same effect, achieving the same effect. This is just one of the many techniques. If you know a different technique, share it with me. Go to my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, and post it, or otherwise, if you go to my website, saitraining.co.uk, sai, just send me an email and let me know. I'll be happy to share it with other users and show another way of creating the same effect. Right, let's jump into another tutorial. Now this tutorial will be in Photoshop as well. In this tutorial I'm going to show you some new features, actually a really nice new feature in the eyedropper tool in Photoshop CS5. And I'll be also sharing how to sample colors in Photoshop. So without further ado, let's jump into Photoshop CS5 once again. Hi, welcome to another video about Photoshop. I'm still working on the same image and I just want to show you a quick tip about something that's actually new in Photoshop CS5. As you probably know already, is let's say you want to sample a color from your image. So I've got this text here with the background, and let's say I want to change the color of one of the letters, let's say the yellow letter, this one here, to red, but I want to know exactly what shade of red it is. So first I'm going to sample this color. So I would use an eyedropper tool for that. Okay. Eyedropper tool shares the same spot with the other tools, so you may need to click and hold the mouse button down. I'm going to select the eyedropper tool. And then in the options bar you can set the sample size, point size of 3x3 or 5x5 and so on. In this case I'll be using point sample because it's the plain color. And sample layers, that's just fine because the image I'm looking for is on layer 1. Then I'm going to just click on the page to sample the color. In this case there's red. So I'll just click on it, and what's going to happen is Photoshop is going to change my foreground color to work. Okay, so it's changing my foreground color to red. It's sampling the color. This is another thing you may know already, but I will show you a new thing in Photoshop CS5. If you click and hold the mouse button down when using the eyedropper tool, what's going to happen is you're going to see the circle. What it does is it shows you your current foreground color in the bottom half of the circle, and the new foreground color, if you release the mouse button, in the top half of the circle. So if I start moving my cursor around, I'm still holding the mouse button down, you see how the top color changes. I'm still displaying the bottom part, my currently selected foreground color. Okay, so this is the same, that's the red, and that's how it changes. Very nice new improvement, new feature in Photoshop CS5. Now you may not see that if you don't have a good graphics card. Okay. So if you don't have a good graphics card on your computer, on your system, you may not see this icon in here. Okay, so when I'm done, I'm just going to release the mouse button. Let's say I'll do yellow, and the color, my foreground color, has changed in the tools panel here on the bottom. That's how you use the eyedropper tool and the new feature in the eyedropper tool in Photoshop CS5. Welcome back, welcome once again. I hope you enjoyed these two tutorials, these two fabulous tutorials in Photoshop. I'm so glad you like it. I'm so happy you came over and watched the videos. That's it for this week, I'm afraid. We got a bit shorter episode 58 of PhotoshopLightroomTV. Next week I'm going to have some more exciting tips, tricks, tutorials. I'm also going to share with you tip of the week. We'll be back to tip of the week next week. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and if there's anything you want me to create or show, just let me know. You can contact me through my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, or you can send me a message through my email, through my website, saitraining.co.uk, or just come over to Facebook or Twitter and search for me, Marek Mularczyk Sai Training. I'll be happy to help. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.